Hi, today we're continuing Big Ideas Math, lesson 4.2 on slope. And I want to add in two different types of slope that you may see. So we talked about positive slope. That's when you're going from left to right and your line is increasing. Negative slope is as you're going from left to right, you are decreasing. Okay, your x values are decreasing. Now there's two other type of slopes you might see. You might have a slope of 0. A slope of 0 is going to be a horizontal line, okay? And the equation of that line would just be y equals, and then whatever point you're going through on the y-axis. The last one we have is going to be an undefined slope. That's a vertical line, and that is when you find that using the slope formula, you may find that the denominator is 0, and in an equation you cannot have 0, rather in a fraction you can't have 0 as a denominator, so therefore it would be undefined. This is where you're just going through the x-axis and your equation is going to be x equals, and then at whatever point it's crossing the x-axis. So an undefined slope, when you find the slope, if you get 0 in the denominator, you cannot have that, therefore it's undefined. In a slope of 0, 0 is going to be in the numerator. Okay, so we're going to work a little bit more with slope formula and show you some different ways to do it. Okay, so you can also now find the slope of a table using the slope formula of a graphed line. So let me give you some examples. So as you recall from yesterday, the slope formula is when you use 2 points and you're going to find the rise over the run or the change in y over the change in x. So let's look at an example. Okay, so here we are. We have 2 points, and the first point we have is 57, negative 17. Okay, so we're starting out pretty tricky here, and 26, negative 48. Okay, so step 1, you're going to take your notebook and you're going to write down the 2 points. Okay, step 2, we are going to indicate our x1, first x coordinate, first y coordinate, second x coordinate, second y coordinate. Okay, now this is just as easy as can be. You're going to plug it in. So for y2, right into the formula, I'm plugging in for slope. M, remember M is the initial for slope, just a shortcut. Okay, we're going to do y2, negative 48 minus, okay, now this is a negative, so you want to put it in parentheses. Think about what's going to happen here with the double negative. And then we have 26 minus 57, okay? So we have negative 48, and what you're going to do here is you're going to add 17, and on the second one you're going to go 26 minus 57. Now we need to talk about integer rules. Okay, so we have a negative, and we're going to add something to it. So we basically have two different signs here. So I know that the answer for the top is going to be negative because there are more negatives, and we're going to subtract 48 and 17. Okay, so you want to subtract 48, take away 17 is, okay, so we have negative 31. And on the bottom, we have 26, but we're taking away 57. So we're taking away more than what we had, so we're going to have another negative. Okay, and what you want to do is subtract, because they're different signs. This would be considered like a negative because you're taking it away. This is obviously a positive 26. So you're going to do 57 minus 26. Oh, okay, nice. All right, so we have two negatives, which is going to turn it into a positive, and we have the same number over itself, which is going to give you 31 over 31, 1. So therefore, the slope is going to be 1. Good job. Okay, so we're just going to keep going. Now let me show you how to do this with a table. Let's go back here. and look at a table. So if you have a table of values and you want to find the slope, what you want to do is pick out 2 points in the table and use the slope formula like you just did. Okay, so let's try this. Okay, so you started with table of values last week, and we made tables of values. So we'll put all this together, obviously, by the end of the week. So we have, let's look at this table here. Okay, so we need to find an x and a y coordinate and another. Now, they don't need to be consecutive. You will find that the slope will come out the same. You're probably just going to have to reduce if you don't use consecutive one after the other. I will use consecutive because it's easier. So I'm going to write down 2 points. So the first point I'm going to write down is x is 1 and y is 2. And I'm going to write down this point here when x is 3, y is 5. So I'm looking at rate of change. Okay, x1, y1, x2, y2. Easy enough. 5 minus 2 over 3 minus 1. 5 minus 2 is 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. 3 over 2. Okay, now I want to show you another way to do this when you have a table. On a table, you can always look at the rate of change too. So, for example, here we are going up 3 on this side. Okay, with our change in y is up 3, up 3, up 3. And our change in x is up 2, up 2, up 2. Therefore, I'm going to get the same answer by looking at the table rate of change up 3, change in x 2, 3 over 2. So you can also see in the table the rate of change. So let's look at this one here. Let's see if we can do that for this one too. So I'm looking at the rate of change in the table, and we have it's going down by 2 each time. So it's going 6 to 4, 4 to 2, 2 to 0. So it's going down 2. Okay, so I know it's going to be a negative. Well, it might not be a negative slope depending if this is also. Okay, and actually this is going up. Negative 3 to negative 2 is going up by 1. So this rate of change is change in y is down 2. Change in x is up 1. So it's negative 2 over 1, which is negative 2. Now let's look at the slope formula for that one and make sure that's right. Again, you want to check. So I'm going to pick 2 points. So I have negative 3, 6. Okay, I'm picking negative 3, 6. And I am picking negative 2, 4. Okay, so you see with slope, there's many different ways to do it. Again, remember we did the steps also, where the rise over the run, this is a negative slope, and it's negative 2 over 3 would be the slope. Okay, so let's look at this one here. And we're just going to plug in. So here's our slope. And remember to do this. Takes just 1 second. Okay, so you're going to do 4 minus 6, negative 2 minus negative 3. Careful there with the double negatives. Okay, we're going to put that as a plus. So 4 minus 6 is negative 2 because we're taking away more than what we had. Negative 2 plus 3 is the same as 3 minus 2, which is 1. And you can see I get the same answer, negative 2 over 1, as I do by looking for the pattern in the table, down 2 across 1. Okay, so you can see there's a connection between everything. Okay, thanks for watching. Have a nice day.